Hi everybody, how y'all doing and welcome back to my channel. This is it. I am retiring the do-it-yourself PC Solo T2 black and red case. This case did a whole lot for me. I purchased this case in May of 2020 on this day right here. So it did its thing for a year, and we'll be in September and 4 months. I had no issues with this case. This is a great case. As you see, it's a basic gaming lit type case. All basic cases are now called gaming cases, so you can't go wrong with that. This case did its thing. I'm gonna go over everything in details for you of why I chose this case and why I'm retiring the case. Okay, why I chose this case, because this is a basic build. Here, you got your fan, 120mm fan on the door, on the side panel, if you want to add an extra fan. Now keep in mind that this case comes with two fans already pre-installed, a 120mm in the back, and you got your red 120mm up front. Great airflow. Just like I said, you can go ahead and install 4 fans in total. You got your 2 pre-installed. You can go ahead on and remove the side panels, front panels, and you can install a fan up front. Here I got my little 120mm fan up front with a dust filter, 120mm dust filter. So you can't really go wrong with that there. And with that said, do-it-yourself PC did its thing. Back in the days when we just had our basic cases, I really got so hooked into basic cases, and everything was fine with that. All my basic cases came with a fan, nice airflow, pull in the cool air, and exhaust out the hot air. And I always make sure that it had 1 or 2 fans on the side panel, and it had a nice little exhaust bit in the back to release all the hot air. One thing about it, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I/O ports in the back. So if you want to install your GPU and etc. PCIe cards or PCR cards, then you can. Here your I/O bracket shield there, and you can't basically go wrong with that. So let's go ahead and get into the front panel, and then we'll go ahead and show you the space on the inside. Why I chose to go ahead and retire this case, because I got into the presentation feel of it, and I like to go ahead and see the RGB vibe. Now, yes, I'm into the RGB thing. It took me a while to get into the RGB because I really wasn't feeling it, but get into the RGB flow and the presentation flow really made sense. Now, if you're the kind of type person that you want to go ahead and see the inside of your case, you like a glass side panel, then that's great. Now, if you're just a basic user, which I do system build list for basic PC needs, cases like this to browse the internet, watching Hulu, Netflix, this was it. Now, over the years, I got into the presentation case when I brought my cuboid, B2 cuboid, do-it-yourself PC, sorry about that viewers, do-it-yourself PC cuboid B PC case. I love that case. That case is dynamic. It comes with a 200mm, 140mm, and a 120mm front fan support. It comes with 2 120mm and one 40mm fans up top and one 120mm fan in the back. Now the reason why I choose the do-it-yourself Cuboid B PC case because of the acrylic side panel, and that what made me got more into the RGB feel. So all my cases are not RGB. I can't go wrong with it. I love it, and I'm not going to change that presentation. RGB full blown. It's in my bloodstreams. So there's no need in going back to just regular basic LED lights. You know, with the RGB lights, you can go ahead and change whatever color you like, or you just go ahead and put it in breathe. And any mode you like, or you can just go ahead and just pick a certain color flow, or you can just turn them off. That's the one main reason why I got into the presentation cases, because I saw like looking inside my case as well as the RGB flow feel of the case. Okay, so now we're gonna get into this case here, because I got to clean it off and everything, and it's my case. You know, if I wanted, it's not up for sale, because if I want to go ahead on and give it to a friend as they buy their parts and they're looking for a basic simple case, then this is one. This has been discontinued by Do-It-Yourself PC. I'll be putting their website in the link below. So I always do that. Excuse me, viewers, again. I'll be putting their website in the description below, so you can go ahead and click on that there, and y'all can go ahead and see what good products they got on that. But other than that, I will be retiring this case. Now in the back of it, I have a case fan control hub. Now as you see on the side panel, I put a 120mm fan on the side panel, and that helped with the great airflow. As you see, I got everything flowing right, so I got all the cooler being pulled in, whatever hot air being pulled out is getting exhausted out on the side of the case. So that's a good thing. I have used my grandson's do-it-yourself. I used my grandson's Deep Cool 120mm fan that came with his PC case. I got his PC case RGB'd up too, so, and he's only 3 and he'll be homeschooled too, so still debating on should he be going through preschool, but we might just keep him home and let him learn his ABCs, etc., etc. Now, as you see the build of the case, it do not have a Psu Shroud cover. If you want to buy one, or if you want to make one, you can. Now, with all the access, you can go ahead and tuck that down with the access cable. So with the access, you can go ahead on it and tie them up and lay it down perfectly. It's not an issue. When you do the cable management and you see everything through, then everything is great. Now, the case holds 1, 2, 2.5s. You can go ahead and put the mechanical 7200 RPM SATA drives in there, or you go SSDs, either or, and it holds 2 3.5s. Now you can go ahead on that. If you want to go all SSDs in the case, you can do so. You can go ahead on and buy a 2.5 to 3.5 mount. You can go ahead and mount your hard drives in by using this bracket here. Mount the hard drive bracket on the bracket holders and then slide it right on in. Other than that, this is not too bad and too shabby. I really love this case here. It did, like I said, it did great things for me, and I appreciate that. So when you go ahead and you appreciate products, you can go ahead and feel comfortable in doing your thing. And you can go ahead on in Okay, as I was saying, sorry for the cutoff. Here's the red fan that goes to the back. I'm just gonna be switching everything out, breaking everything down in this video here. So, and be going over the parts of the rebuild soon. So, yeah, putting everything into the Kluger MX330 mesh airflow case. So that's the main thing. Got a glass side panel, great presentation case, great airflow, and I'm gonna go ahead and be doing a rebuild into that soon. Okay, so now, what can I say? You know, building PCs is what I love to do. And when you go ahead on it and you know your aesthetics, you could go ahead on and do your thing. And the thing I like about that the most is picking your parts. When you pick the parts out for yourself, just keep in mind that you building your PC for you, not for others. And this is one reason why I could probably say that Tech2 is getting kind of like demoralized right now, you know, because of all the mediocres that are on YouTube, especially in the tech industry, you know. And the thing I don't like about it is that, you know, you do something, people don't like it, or you should do it this way, or you need to go ahead and do this and do that, whether you monetize or not. And then you go ahead and find your platform as well as your brand. Then you go ahead and say, hey, you know, this is me, this is what I like doing, and I can't go wrong with that. But as I was saying, this case here did a lot of great things for me, and it might make somebody else venture so happy as well too. Because a lot of people see in the Tech2, which I call it game universe, because they think that everybody plays video games. No. So like I said, I play video games, but not like how the game universe plays. That's something that is not for me. And when I do my videos based upon knowledge. And all my subscribers that I subscribe to on my channel help me out a lot. And help me understand the terminology of everything. Just like I said, I know from the motherboard to the CPU, APU, memory, etc. And all the good things that comes along with it. And that's the thing, one thing I like about that as well is the understanding of the product. And once you understand what you put together, then you could go ahead on and just appreciate what you love to do. Just like I said, with me, once I become monetized, because my channel is growing, and I appreciate the viewers that subscribe to my channel. Now keep in mind that as you subscribe to my channel, I subscribe to your channel as well too, because this is a business platform and you gotta go ahead and show the love and support. You know, I had a subscriber today, y'all subscribe to his channel, and he most into sci-fi, and he does a lot of 3D photo film rendering that, you know, just go ahead on in, like for GPU purposes and stuff like that. So he does a lot of that as well too. And oh yeah, this case is dirty, so yeah, I'll be cleaning it down later and I'll be putting it up. And you can't go wrong with that as well too. So I'll take my dries out gently. Yeah. And you can't go wrong with that. Now I'm gonna go over the specs on the inside of the case. I'm just sitting out here talking and rambling. Okay, if you do buy this case or you buy it used, etc., the CPU cooler max is 160 millimeter. It supports up to a 375 millimeter GPU. It has, like I said, went over 7 PCI slots. It includes 2 fans. Now, when I built into it, I put the rear fan that is going into the back. I gotta clean it. It's kind of dusty, and the LED fans up front. So now, if you want to put additional fans up there, this case holds at least 4 fans in total. Also, if you want to put a AIO in the back, you can fit a 120 millimeter AIO in the back of the case as well too, right up in here, and that's about basically it. You can probably fit one up, well, you can fit one up front. You can fit a 120 millimeter AIO right in here, leave the red fan down there. So yeah, you do have room for AIO options as well. So you can't go wrong with that. Now here's the back of the case. You know, my cable management, it wasn't, just like I said, it don't have like those other great cases where it have room to go ahead and take your CPU cable in, so it don't have room for that. But you gotta go ahead and you got some tie downs here. They go ahead and do decent cable management, and that's a big plus. Is doing your cable management right and make sure that everything is well spot on. Okay. So like I said, I will be giving this case if somebody wants to do a build. I will be doing this here. I will be doing a build in this case. So you cannot go wrong with that there. Now, everybody probably saying, well, you're using a non-modular power supply. Yes, because when the modulars was on sale, when the modulars was on sale, PSUs, they were selling out like hotcakes. Selling. So, and I said, you know what? I just said, let me just go back to my regular ketchup and mustard CPR PSU cable power supplies. And this is a Raid Max 500 XT. I think it's what, 550 watt. Yeah, this is a RX 500 XT. This is a non-efficient power supplies. I did a video on Apiba 450 watt power supply, which is a non-efficient. Now also keep in mind, a lot of people don't know, but back in 2003, all the way back into the early 1980s, we was on non-efficient power supplies. Efficient power supplies, the 80 plus, platinum, gold, etc. The 80 plus came out in 2004. I'll be putting that information in the description below so you're gonna read about that, because a lot of y'all don't know that those power supplies came out in 2004. And the reason why those power supplies came out, because y'all builders was putting heavy equipment inside PCs. And I mean heavy equipment, I mean your own custom building, your own custom built water coolers, and these heavy GPUs that's out on the market now. Yes, those there requires a whole lot of power and it needs to be regulated right now. Keep in mind that even though we are on efficient power supplies, I know some of y'all do not like using power surges, whether it's 80 plus or non-efficient. I still put my power supplies on a power surge protector, because when you never know when the lights go out, on and off, on and off, on and off. You never know when the lights jerks back on and blow out your power supply. A nice good fan controller hub, CPU, and 4 fans. So that's a total of 5 fans. And these comes in handy when your motherboard only supports a 1 fan handler right now. That's all my board supports is a 1 fan handler. But with ASRock, it comes with 2. That's my channel fan there, and they got my system fan there. So this board comes up with 2. Now if you want to install if your case has 6 fans and you only got 2 fan controllers, you go ahead on the end, you buy you a fan hub, so you can go ahead and install all the fans you want in your case. Some cases comes with 8 fans, so you make sure that you do that there as well. Now here's the hard drives. Can't go wrong with it. And that's one thing I love about it. This case here is that I do not like externals, and that's one main thing that made me more into installing all my hard drives in my case. Now, just like I said, this case holds 2 2.5s and 2 3.5s, or you could go ahead on and put that bracket, that 3.5 to 2.5 hard drive bracket right in there. You can mount it down and you're good to go. You can have full 2.5 SSDs, 500, 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte rolling strong. So if we go 4 SSDs and they are 2 terabytes, that's 8 terabytes in your computer of good mass external storage that you cannot go wrong with. And I like that so much. This is one reason why I do not buy cases that only have like 1 hard drive hookup. My cases gotta hold at least 6 to 8 hard drives. And then 4 is good. Don't get me wrong. 4 is good. Because with the 4, it's good, especially for my entertainment rig. Because on my WD Green 500 gigabyte, I got all my movies up there. So when I'm in the room chillaxing, not watching Hulu or Netflix, ain't nothing on Hulu or Netflix, I can go ahead on and crank up my movies and everything like that. So that's a big plus right there for me. Is when you build rigs for people needs, and right now, every time I turn around, there's a gaming. Oh, we finna build the gaming PC. Oh, we finna build the gaming PC. Now, what if you have a friend that don't play video games? Just say, you know what? I know my friend that built PC. I'm gonna tell him to build me a PC just for office clerical needs. Or you have a friend that opened up a coffee shop and then just say, hey, I like the RGB feel to it. I don't need no discrete graphic. I just need a nice office clerical PC. Simple build. Only for me to go ahead on and do my spreadsheets, my schedules, and go ahead and do my little financial budgeting work. That's going to help me maintain that. So, I'll be doing the video on that as well too, to see all system innovators that know how to build a basic simple PC for basic simple use only. This is my Zoid SSD. It's not the fastest SSD, but it gets the job done. And SSDs that get the job done is great for me. Boot up time is like 25 to 22 seconds. That's good on boot up time. So this hard drive by Zoid and Team Group, these are only 2 hard drives I use with SSDs. So now for gamers, of course, and live content creators, y'all need speed. So I allow those to focus on speed. Now I do know how to do a nice good system built list for those type creators, gamers. Now keep in mind, when I do my channel, everybody, oh, he don't build PCs on his channel. Oh, so you gotta understand one thing. When I go ahead on and put the list together, I visualize the build. So as I got all my parts out, as I got my case, I already visualize it, how the build looks. So I got a strong memory, strong mind. So I know how to go ahead and flow everything properly. And that's one reason why I don't do system builds. Now when I get monetized and everything like that, I will go ahead on and do sponsor builds, so they can go ahead and do those as giveaways. But just to be sitting down here building PCs daily, no. Because I'll be having all those PCs sitting in my house, in my living room, because that's where I work out, you know, the corner of my living room, which is not bad, or whatever corner space I could use in my house. That works out great for me. You know. So that's the thing there. Being a creator helps out a lot. Now, my creativity comes on me giving out info on what should be best for you. Notice I said the key word, what should be best for you. And when you focus on what is best for you, then you'll be good to go. Once you start focusing on what the other person thinks, then you'll put yourself in a mediocre bracket. And the reason why I said that, because now you're just being a follower. You know, once you get sponsored, once you go ahead on, you know, you clear your monetized level, and you become sponsored and all the other good stuff, then you can go ahead on and start picking up what sponsored brand that is good for you, and what makes sense to you. See, one thing, when I became a creator, my thing is to respect all creators' content. You know, I ain't gonna sit down and say I can do it better than you, or I can sit down here and say, oh, your build sucks. No, because just like I said, I do basic build because I'm a basic PC user. As you see, the VRM on the motherboard is less VRM. There's no heat sinks on this board. So I choose a lot of my motherboards that do not have heat sinks where they could be overclocked. I'm not an overclocker. I'll use everything in regular use mode. And I do not believe in overclocking parts, because once you don't know what you're doing, and I've seen that there on YouTube, and you know, some of the videos on YouTube don't make no sense because they're not well thought out. Like I was watching one video where a creator decided to blow up a Corsair 750 fully modular 80 plus bronze power supply. Literally blew it up. I said to myself, that was kind of stupid, because that Dell could have been used for somebody else's PC. And a lot of people make stupid videos now just to go ahead and get a reaction. And I'm the kind of type person, I don't do reactions. I like making my videos that make common sense, so you just sit down and you can think about it. Now 9 out of 10s I mostly think everything off the head like I'm doing now, but I'm trying to go ahead on it. Get in use of using the teleprompter, which I have one on my cell phone, and I like this other channel I gotta subscribe to because both of them, because it makes sense into that scenario there, because he showed a friend how to make a teleprompter with only $4, and with that they did, and I was like shocked that they did that. I said, okay, that's cool. So I went out there, I bought the parts. I have not yet set up my teleprompter because I still use my cell phone, because I have no room, because the last part I need to buy is oh my gosh. The last thing I need to buy, oh my gosh, is a sheet music stand where I can go ahead on there and set my teleprompter on and everything, and so etc. Here's the ASRock A320M HDV version 4 motherboard with the Thermo i2 Gravity AM4 CPU cooled up there. Now the CPU, the APU I'm using is the A12 9800 APU, 3.8 gigahertz with the 4.3 boost. Now the only thing about this APU is that you got to go ahead and use 24 megahertz RAM only, because that's the only speed that this CPU, this iGPU will push. If you put, like, if I went here and put 32 megahertz RAM in there, it's only going to read it to high speed, which would be 266 or 244, because it's on the CPU. And once the CPU or APU, whatever you put in there, is going to read the correct level megahertz. Now, if you get into overclocking parts, I put a massive power draw, which I don't. The TDP design of the APU is 65 watts. The TDP on the CPU cooler is 92 watts, so I'm pretty much cool with cooling. The motherboard has a PCIe 16 lane. It has a PCI 1 slot. It has your M.2 slot. On the side of the motherboard, you got your VGA, your DVI, your 4 3.0 ports. You have your HDMI port, your Ethernet. Then you have your audio hookups. Here you have your 2.0 USBs, as well as your PS2 main power hookup. So other than that, I love this motherboard. Here you have your front panel hookups, your side panel hookups. Now keep in mind, one thing, I went back to ASRock because I had bought a Asus A320M motherboard, A320MK, and it do not have a TPM header. Now once you go ahead and buy the TPM module, you can be able to go ahead and download Windows 11. Now in BIOS you gotta turn everything on, and then once you it reads the module, then you are set for Windows 11. Now with the latest hardware, the B550s and the Z590s, and you got the Z690 that's coming out on November 16th, they all have the TPM 2.0 modular built into the board, so you're pretty much good to go with that. So just like I said, in the rebuild, I'm going to be going over the parts and everything for it again, and it's going to go ahead and do its thing. Now, just like I said, I'm going to go ahead on and take all my cables out. Yep, here, of course. Now, just like I said, don't be ashamed in using these here, because just like I always say, if you have a power supply that don't have enough connectors, these always come in handy. So, just like my hard drives, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I only got 3 SATAs connects as well as my modems connect. Now on the other ends, I have same thing. 2 SATAs, 1 modems, and the floppy drive hookup. So these are one reason why you love these non-modular power supplies, because they come with the floppy drive hookup. Now if you get the fully modulars, the 80+ certified, they don't come with that. But you can also, I'm gonna see if I can find the connection piece that connects Molex to the modular PSU. It's always good to do your research, and that's one thing I live for, is researching everything that is best for the first time builder. Most likely, old school, new school builders now that are building these good presentational rigs for their own purpose use don't use simple parts. Everything gotta be full max level and everything gotta be overclockable. So, with that said, it is what it is. And this is one reason why I do not put down nobody's build. I don't put down the person who built it, because just like I said, you build your PC for yourself. Now, but to me, when I do my price list, I make sure everything is into a budget. Just like right now, if I had a friend right now that come to me and say, Ron, I know you build PCs, I only have $700 for my build. I just need it for entertainment use only. I got my entertainment rig set up. I have my Hulu Netflix. If I can log in on the internet, would you build me a PC? I'll say, okay, sure, yes, I would do that. I would go over the parts with her. I'll send her out the price list so she could go ahead and understand why I picked those parts for her, and she could take it from there. Now, with that said, she's happy. I'm happy because she got her price list and she's happy with it. Parts came in, I put it together, and she's enjoying her system and her entertainment rig the way she likes it. That's one reason why I challenge all system innovators, because once you become a system innovator is a person that builds PC. A tech enthusiast is a person that talk about tech and help you solve certain issues with that. Now I'm trying to be that tech enthusiast because I gotta learn the terminology of everything. So once I get that down pat and everything flow perfectly, then you ain't got no issues with that. And then you say, okay, bro, Ron knows what he's talking about, so that's a good thing, because I do make mistakes when I'm saying things. So just like I probably say VRM, which is voltage regular module, which that allows how much power goes into your APU or CPU. When you drop that in on a VRM that is fully overclockable, it's gonna read the CPU and how much power you got. Add on to that there by overclocking your parts. Now keep that in mind. By me saying that, everything is good. Now those for the overclockers that need that extra boost in their parts. and I need an extra power draw to go ahead and push out everything. But with me, just like I said, I don't overclock anything, because when you pick your parts out, you should already know how it performs. And just like I said, I don't need the extra boost in power. Some do, because they get that adrenaline rush and they taking off like Star Trek. Warp speed 10. Yeah, that's how they do their thing. So they need that extra power and pushing everything. And everything is stripped out. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the fans and everything off camera, so I can go ahead and put this case up. Dust off the parts. I will be doing the cleaning of the parts again. So you know what? I won't be doing that there, because I'm just gonna go ahead and clean everything off and put the case back in the box. If somebody want me to go ahead and do a build into it, I will do a build into the case, because just like I said, this is a nice, good, simple, basic build. Now, just like I said, it do have room for, just like I said, y'all saw all the space inside. See, inside this is a bad boy here. But the thing I like about it, just like I said, you can add that 120mm fan up front. Everything being is pushed properly, so, or you can add it to the back. It's not an issue. This case was made in China. Basically all the parts come from China, so that's a good thing. Now, that's one thing with Trump. He tried to go ahead on and de-embargo our trade with China, so we don't get nothing from China. So, but the thing is, all our parts come overseas, including our sneakers. Everybody love Nike, Reeboks, and all the other good stuff. All that's coming from overseas. So, if you cut down the trade embargo and use the parts in your own country, then things can run smoothly. Just like I said, with that said, is one thing I'm gonna do here. As you see, I got mismatched IO brackets in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and change those out. Get this case a good feel. Here I left the ones intact, so you can go ahead and use the brackets that's already with it. I'm gonna be adding on to it. So other than that, I'm glad to be doing this good video. Thank y'all for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button if you like this video here. I got more videos coming out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and you'll have a wonderful, blessed day.